Revisiting manifesting methods that didn't work for you before can help you detach, and here's why. Hi there, I'm Adila, your 10-figure manifesting expert, here to help you create your ideal lifestyle. Welcome to This Is Your Story. As you'll notice on my channel, there's several methods that I use for manifesting. And you'll see that I kind of use similar ones over and over because I've found the best benefit from them. So, of course, we want to begin with the end, right? Living from the end, that's an actual method to manifesting. I'll talk often about using SATs, which is a state akin to sleep, which is basically just like a sleepy state. I often use inner conversations to create your ideal lifestyle because we're having them constantly already. I visualize a lot and use imaginary scenes, but my tried and true method is creating the ideal story. So I jumble all of these methods into creating the story that basically encompasses a ton of methods in itself. It encompasses revision, scripting, imagining a scene, affirming the ideal story. And there's so many things that you'll come to experience. And when you become more embodied in the practice of manifesting, but you want to just figure out what works for you. But this video is for if you've tried something and it doesn't feel like it's working, you can always revisit it. So let's say you've been practicing scripting or affirming for a long time, and you feel like you get some results, but not the desired results that you want. You can revisit certain methods, and the ones that I recommend to help you detach from your desire, detach from that outcome, is using general statements. You can call them general affirmations, general assumptions, but they're just general statements that you make that encompass it all. And these statements are things that Neville Goddard talks about all the time, like, isn't it wonderful? I want to talk about isn't it wonderful because I used to try in the beginning to use isn't it wonderful and it didn't feel like it did anything. I was in a group actually where we would practice Isn't It Wonderful challenges, and I didn't feel like it was doing anything. What we would do was every night, night after night, we fall asleep saying, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that something marvelous is happening to me right now? Or we can switch it around and say, isn't it wonderful that, I'm living an amazing lifestyle now, or something is always happening to me, or I have epic things happening to me all the time, but it felt too broad. It felt like I wasn't honing in on my specific desire. So I stopped using it. But then I decided to revisit it because Neville Goddard has some stories of people that he taught who used Isn't It Wonderful, and they manifested everything that they could have ever desired. I mean, one person was like financially set for the rest of her life. And the she was so like uninterested in or overwhelmed with like practicing all of these different methods every day, so she just did isn't it wonderful every single day, and that's how it happened for her. And basically you're just going from like specifics to general and kind of bouncing around and feeling like what is going to um feel like it's most potent for you and feel like it's landing more and giving you the felt experience that you really want to capture when you're consciously manifesting this desire. So for me, when I started to feel like I felt like sometimes I needed some more to do, or I felt like uninterested in actually like sitting down and scripting. I would still, repeat my story or like a few affirmations on a regular basis before I would go to sleep or when I wake up. But I felt like I didn't really feel like practicing. And I know some people have told me that they go through this same kind of thing. So I wanted to offer those general affirmations, statements, assumptions that can really have some potent experiences for you and really manifest everything that you're looking for, even though they feel very general. So I just started saying it. Isn't it wonderful that something marvelous is happening to me right now? Isn't it wonderful that something amazing is happening to me right now? Isn't it wonderful that something amazing is always happening to me? And I would just say that periodically whenever I thought about it. And what's so funny is your world will automatically start reflecting back to you what you're putting inside of your mind, right? What you're imagining will automatically start reflecting back to you. So, I mean, I can't say because it's so general, I can't say specifically what happened for me, but things constantly just happened for me left and right. And what started happening in my family was my sister says the word wonderful all the time now. And it wasn't a word that we would use often. Like I don't even recall saying wonderful. I maybe said amazing a lot or something like that, but she says wonderful all the time. So when I manifested this apartment. I intentionally manifested a luxury apartment, and here they have this beautiful pool. Like it's warm, it's always clean, it's really long. Like it's bigger than the ones that we had been using like at different gyms and bigger than the one at my last apartment. And my sister started coming every day. She started coming to use it every day. And even on days that I was busy or whatnot, she'd get the key and she'd, go bask in the pool. But I'd ask her, how was the pool today? And she would text me, wonderful, or she would say wonderful when I would when we see each other later, or my mom says it sometimes. My dad said it. So it's like this stuff works and it shows you in different ways. And I wanted to say that I recommend it because it helped. It can help with detaching. It can help with, like feeling more free and not really because sometimes when you get into practicing and you create this method, and I really believe in it. I really believe in like a consistent practice, but you can become attached to that practice. You can feel like that practice is on a pedestal and that practice is what brings you your desire when in fact you're the one, it comes from your imagination, it comes from within you, and it's not really the practice. The practice helps bring those ideas in, and the practice helps show you, how powerful you are. But the practice is just that, it's just a practice. So just play around with these different methods. I think I'll make a list at the end of this video of different methods that you could just start playing around with, and all you're doing is repeating them. You're saying them to yourselves, and then you'll just experience the results. And share with me if you like to, tell me what came out of that for you. Sometimes it's not as clear cut, but if you're using it consistently and notice things like me with the everybody saying wonderful all of a sudden, then that's a manifestation. Acknowledge that. If you like content like this, let me know by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.